Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is TJ Astrophysics. I'm a student at LFP and today we're going to be discussing the brightest things in the universe. More specifically, quasars and active galactic nuclei. Now, despite these objects being the brightest known things in the universe, we didn't know about them until quite recently actually. When astronomers first turned their first radio telescopes to the sky in the 1960s, they saw radio waves coming from the Sun, the Milky Way, and many other stars just as expected. What they didn't expect to see though is galaxies megaparsecs away shouting out their presence through massive blasts of emission across the electromagnetic spectrum. These are the brightest things astronomers have ever seen. But astronomers wondered what could these objects be and what could possibly be happening to them for their radiation to be seen from here on Earth. Now, if you watched my video on galaxies and on black holes, you now know that most galaxies have supermassive black holes in their centers. And these black holes have accretion disks, which are spinning disks of dust and particles spiraling towards the black hole at very, very high speeds. Now, when these galaxies were young, stars in their core were packed tightly together due to gravity. And on top of that, galactic collisions happened way more frequently in the early universe than they do today. But why am I telling you this? It's because the very dense stellar areas at the center of galaxies and the very frequent galactic collisions gave the supermassive black holes a lot to feed off of. This means that there was a lot of material going into the black hole in a relatively short period of time. The material caught in the accretion disk of the supermassive black holes gets hotter and hotter due to magnetic heating and the friction between the collisions of particles. Now, that heat that's getting created in the accretion disk of the supermassive black hole gives off very strong radio and X-ray emission. And the more there is of that material, and the hotter the accretion disk, then the stronger the radio and X-ray emissions are. And some of that material can even escape in very powerful jets perpendicular to the accretion disk. Astronomers call these very bright and busy regions in space active galactic nuclei, and they are simply explained by the interaction of supermassive black holes with material in nearby space. Now, quasi-stellar radio sources, or quasars, are the most energetic and distant type of active galactic nuclei known. And as their name implies, quasars are identified by their very strong radio emission. But in order for these quasars to keep their lights on, they consume the equivalent of up to 1,000 suns each year. That's almost 3 suns a day. And the brightest quasars can produce the same amount of light as up to 26 quadrillion suns. That's 26 with 15 zeros after it. But eventually quasars run out of material to consume and they quiet down. And not every galaxy is a noisy monster. Our Milky Way, for example, is a relatively quiet galaxy when compared to other active galactic nuclei. Active galaxies are characterized by the type of emission they give off. So I'm going to wrap up this video by mentioning the most common types of AGN. The first type are called radio quiet AGN, and they are very dim and quiet galaxy cores with radio quiet black holes in their centers, but they may be very, very bright in other wavelengths of light. And then there are Seyfert galaxies, which have medium mass black holes and give off very strong X-ray and gamma rays. And then we have quasars, which are very high mass black holes accreting material. Some give off strong radio waves, while others give off optical light. The fourth type are called blazars, and they are high mass black holes giving off jets that are pointing towards Earth. And finally, we have radio galaxies, which are again high mass black holes accreting material, which are very strong in radio waves. And they also have jets giving off superheated material into space. But black holes, let alone quasars, remain to be one of the most mysterious objects in the universe. So I'm here to tell you to stay curious. Thank you all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, leave them in the comments down below. And while you're down there, consider liking this video if you liked it and subscribing to my channel.